Hey, it's Drew here. Here I am again. I'm doing a remote today, actually, out at the DMV in New York, Middletown, New York, Orange County. The reason I'm doing it here today, just to let you know, I have a part-time job. I'm retired, but I have a part-time job, and I work for one of the local car dealerships, and I'm the old guy that brings the paperwork down to get cars registered and such. So the way it works here, I come in with the paperwork. I get online, I grab a ticket. They call me, I get back online, I grab a ticket, and so on and so forth. I have to get here extremely early, at least a half hour minimum before they open if I want to get in that first round of people to be seen, taken care of. And the reason that is, and we know that DMV, historically, everybody's got jokes about the DMV, they get pissed. Well, it's worse than ever now, because New York is now one of 16 other states in the country that allow illegal immigrants to be able to get a driver's license. And as you could probably guess, the majority of those states are run by snowflake Democrats, liberals, all right, because all they see is potential voters. That's all they care about anyway, power. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about this now is, you know, if you watch TV and you listen to any of these so-called programs, news stations, you'd see how divided we are, how everybody can't stand Trump, they want to get rid of him, right? And he's a racist, so minorities don't like him. Well, let me tell you something. I get in line nice and early here, and I'm here every day. And I have some nice conversations early on in the morning. And very, very diverse group of people that I get to chat with. All genders, all races, ages, you name it. And almost to a man, the conversation comes up almost to a man, they're all for Trump. Or at least for his policies, all right? Some of them they think he might be a real asshole, some of the things he says, which I don't necessarily disagree with. He can be a real asshole sometimes. That's probably just so he could tweak the left a little bit. But I talk to a lot of people. I had this one gentleman, this black guy comes up to me, and I had a camo hoodie on and this hat, and he looks at me and he's like, "You like Trump?" Out of the blue. So I'm like, "Yeah, I voted for him," not knowing what to expect, right? He's like, "Yeah, me too." He goes, "I've always been Democrat, but I can't stand these Democrats." And one of the reasons they're all pissed off is because they're standing on these lines, civilians, or should I say citizens of this country, that are being forced to have to wait and wait and wait on lines because illegals are getting their license now. And they're fed up with it. Because we pay, the citizens pay. And I always talk about in my videos how they chip away at our rights. Well, simultaneously as they chip away at citizens' rights, they keep giving more rights to illegal immigrants. Now, let me tell you something. I know we always talk about the illegal immigrants because of Mexico, right? That's the big thing. I mean, they're coming all from everywhere. They're coming from Europe. You name it, they're coming here. They come here student visas and they don't go home. They come here to be like nannies and such, and they don't go home. So it's not just the Mexicans. Let me just start off. They're very hardworking people, all right? Mexicans are very hardworking people. I've had some really good experiences, okay? I know they're coming here and they want to do better life for their family. A lot of them are very religious people. There's a lot of really good people that come over. So I'm not trying to trash the Mexicans at all. Especially, let me tell you something. Just this little side note, because you know how I am, a scatterbrain. A lot of Americans are their own worst enemy. Because let me tell you something. I've watched for years. I've seen Mexicans on the street corner, 5 o'clock in the morning, no matter what the weather is, looking to do work, get picked up by a contractor to do some labor work. I've never seen 5 white guys standing in the corner at 5 o'clock in the morning waiting to get work. So that's a little side note. Let's get back to these liberal governors giving these rights to these illegals. They call them undocumented, all right, because you can't use the word illegal, although the first thing they did to get to this country was an illegal act, all right? So undocumented, illegal, they're trying to make it politically correct and everything. But what's the next step with this? The next step is they want them to vote. And New York, a lot of places, even in New York right now, they're looking at allowing non-citizens with green cards to vote in our elections. You're not a citizen. But they're going to allow it at the local level, and then that's going to go up and build up and build up. And next thing you know, they're going to be voting in our presidential elections, and governorships, all right? And they're going to make a difference. But just to get back to this, allowing them to vote, this is what happens. When you go for, I don't know how it is in other states, all right? But I do know there are 16 other states that allow illegals to get licensed. In New York, what they do when you go to the DMV, if you're getting your license, there's a little tablet outside the window, and they'll ask you, would you like to register to vote? If you're already registered, you press no. If you're not and you wish to, you press yes. Now, this has nothing to do with the DMV per se. This is just, the state has this there, and you could do that. My question is, because I don't know what happens once you press that button, what follow-up is done within the state of New York. I can only imagine none. But how long before these illegals press yes, that they want to register to vote? Like I said, I don't know once they press that button, you know, but according to the women at the DMV, they have no say over that. They don't ask for proof of anything. They just ask the question, and you're on your honor system if you want to register to vote. Like I said, I don't know where it goes once they press that button, but I can only imagine. I mean, we got the biggest asshole governor probably in the country, all right? Andrew Cuomo, this idiot. You know, he's more worried about every other state, because, mark my words, not this time, he's going to look to run for president. I think the only reason he's not doing it now is because he knows he's got no shot against Trump, and Trump will rip him. So he's going to wait till either way, when Trump's term's over, and then you're going to see this asshole running for president. Mark my words, I guarantee it. Put money on it. All right, so what do we do about this? You know what? I don't even know. I think the horse is out of the barn now. I don't know where we go from here. It's just out of control. I keep preaching it. You got to vote, people. You got to vote. Listen, both parties are a bunch of assholes. Granted. They really are. They're all in it for themselves. I think that's why people don't like Trump, because he really could give a shit about either party, honestly. He's probably a little egotistical, and he likes it, but he's doing a good friggin' job. You can't argue with his policies and the economy and everything else, so sometimes you got to just suck it up for what's best for the country. But when he's out and we go back to regular politicians, we're screwed. All right? We're really screwed. So, like I said, you use your best judgment. Don't vote for these snowflakes that are allowing this shit to happen and go down, because the country, I really feel bad for my grandkids and my nieces and nephews and such, because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, all you got to do is hope people like us stand up, make sure we vote, and keep these people in check, all right? That's my little rant for today. I did a little remote because I talk to people every day, and let me tell you, man, they are pissed. And like I said earlier in the video, more people than you think in different races, genders, ages, you name it, they're for Trump's policies. They might not like the guy, but they like his policies. And when they see these liberal-ass governors like this asshole Cuomo, they've had it, you know? And I make sure I remind them that the reason they wait for 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours on these lines, is because all these illegals are filing for license. And just wait till they start scheduling their road test. These poor 16-year-old kids looking to get their license, they're going to be waiting months. All right? Anyway, that's me. That's my opinion. A little animated today. It's kind of nice out here today. It's nice being out of the house. Anyway, see you next Wednesday. Have a good one, and till next time.